Inhale a painting today. Inhale a painting today. Inhale a painting today. Inhale a painting today. All right. So, the other day I mentioned Picasso, and he's kind of an interesting guy. I looked up some of his paintings and I noticed something really interesting about them. They're not very realistic. They actually look pretty fake. Um, and, like the mouth is all in the wrong place and the eyes are in the wrong place. Everything's just wrong. Like, I'm telling you, his art teacher probably used a lot of red pen, if you get what I'm saying. So, I'm checking this out, and you might think that, he's a bad artist because he's putting things in the wrong place, he's doing everything wrong, but I think he's actually a genius. And let me explain why. So, as I've always said, if you don't have the colors to paint the thing that you want to paint, paint something else. Well, what Picasso does, and this is really interesting, he just changes the colors of the things he wants to paint. Like if you wanted to paint, a red bird and you didn't have any red, you just put green and make a green bird, and there you go. Um, so this is really, really smart. And the thing is that I want to do a self-portrait because all great artists do a self-portrait, so it's about time I did one. But the problem is drawing faces is so hard. It's so hard. You have no idea unless you've done it. But what Picasso's done, which is really smart, is he just goes, well, just put the bits wherever. It doesn't matter. Um, because, okay, here's the thing. If you can't paint and you try to paint a portrait and you don't know what you're doing, it'll look terrible in a really bad way. But if you screw it up on purpose, what will happen is everyone will think that you're a genius, like you're doing something, new and unique. So this is where Picasso's really smart. Like he had millions and millions of dollars um, because so what he did that was really smart about that was that he adopted a style that's really easy to do. And so basically he just cranks out a painting in an afternoon and sells it for $1 million. And then he just kicks back for the year. So that's really, really smart. So I want to do a self-portrait, but I want to spend max 45 minutes on it. So I'm going to do it Picasso style, and that should be, that should make it really easy to do, and people will think I'm a genius, like they should, and it's going to be really awesome. So to get started, I am going to make the background probably a kind of a gray color. So I'm taking the white. Titanium white, and I'm going to mix a bit of Mars black. Mars isn't actually black. Yeah, I know, whatever. That wasn't funny the last time. But I'm also going to mix in this stuff that I have called glazing medium. And hopefully that'll make it easier to spread the paint around on the canvas. Because from last time that was super annoying and hard. So I'm hoping the stuff kind of is like semen. So I don't like using it because it kind of grosses me out, but I'm way too annoyed with trying to get the paint on the thing, I guess canvas, whatever it is. So I'm going to just try this and hope that it works. It's also such a pain to mix paint, it just takes so long. Like you think you've got it mixed and then you just see these like black streaks everywhere. But come on. Come on. All right. Nope. No, not quite. Okay. Good enough. I don't care. I give up. It's going to be streaky. Who cares? So let's see if this works. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Look at this. It's going on like it's supposed to, like good. It's all like nice and even. That was a great idea on my part to do that. So what I'm doing here is I'm making the entire thing gray so that I can paint something on top of that. Because if you don't have a background color, it's going to look dumb. And I don't want my self-portrait to look dumb. I want it to look awesome. So we're just going to fill this up. And I'm using the good old big brush, Big E, to paint all this. Oh my God, this is so much better. Remember that blue from last time, which was a nightmare? And like this is just so much better. I barely have to do anything to get this on here. It's like it paints itself. So just have this filled up in a second. Get all the little, oh my God, it's actually going to be, like the whole thing is actually going to be painted properly. I think this portrait is going to be friggin' great. Like when I'm done, it's going to be so good. It's even going to surprise me. So I can't wait to see what happens. And just get that last little bits. Drag the brush against the thing that you put the paint on, whatever it is. Oh, you see there's some up there that I missed. It can be hard to see, and then a little bit down there. And just trying to make it up and down strokes, because that way it looks like I did only up and down strokes. Okay. So, of course, this has got to dry, so I'll be back in a minute. Okay. So, I now have a uniform gray square, which is great, which is exactly what I want. That's my background. It's all dried off now. So, now, the interesting thing about these Picasso things is that, like I say, the colors are all wrong. So I've got to, like normally I might try to do skin color for my thing, but that's not what you're supposed to do. So I'm going to take this color. I just grabbed it at random. It's called Alizarin Crimson. I don't know what that means. But it looks like not a human would have, well, I don't know. Yeah, whatever. That's the thing. When you're doing art, the worst thing that you can do is plan it. So check this out. I'm just going to lay something down and then I'm just going to go from there. So, sort of roundish. There's the head. There she is. And of course, it doesn't really matter if I make mistakes because this is Picasso style. So who cares? Like mistakes are genius now. So don't worry. And we're going to make that edge look good. So, okay. All right. And maybe I'm gonna put a black line around it. So I want the edge to be kind of nice, like not all crappy. So I'm going to do this. So it's like a balloon head person. And just, I don't know, fill it in. You can see these streaky brush streaks, but I think that adds to it and it makes it better. So yeah, just, I don't know, do a bunch of that. So, okay, I mean, it looks like a strawberry. I guess crimson is like red. I don't know who Alizar is, but it's like he's got a red crimson thing. It's fine, it's cool. You know, you take it as it comes. Whatever color you lay down, you just accept. So I'm going to put that black line around it. I don't know if I have a brush that's good for doing that, but yeah, whatever, who cares. So I'll get some of the Mars black. And I know I'm doing this while it's still wet, but I think it'll be okay. I'm also extremely lazy, so I don't really want to dry it off again because it's annoying. Okay, so here comes the black line that goes around it. I'm very carefully putting it on with the brush. Like I want it to be outlined like a cartoon. It goes around. Okay. A little bit more paint on there. Up it comes. Maybe I'll go from the top around to finish it off. Okay. So there's the outline that he does on things. So I guess now that I got the black out, let's start putting in, and this is going to be really easy, like that, which is the point of the whole exercise. So I'm going to put the nose on, but it's got to go in the wrong place. Okay. Not sure about that streaky white there, but maybe I should just leave it. Like, maybe that makes it better. And so, like, you know, normally things like eyes and stuff are really hard to do, but because of the style that we have, they're not. Now, of course, normally boring painters will try to line the eyes up where it's supposed to go, like in real life, but you know, we're not making a boring painting. We're actually making a pretty cool self-portrait here. So, and I think I'm going to just make this other eye over here. Okay. So, very Picasso-like, very messed up, right? Okay, so I'll do the mouth, I guess. I guess, you know, I want this to look cool. So I don't want to have a big grin on my stupid face here. So maybe I'm just gonna, well, can I fix this? Should I leave this? That is totally screwing it up. Now it looks like a dumb cartoon character. You know what? I'm doing this. I'm going to try to fix this up. So let me see if I can wipe that off. I've never actually tried to do this. There's a pretty good chance it's going to be quite a bit worse if I try to fix it. See how it's getting quite a bit worse? Like, okay, all right, I got a plan. I'm going to dry it off, and then I'm going to just paint over it, and hopefully that will cover it. So I'll be back in a minute to fix this, and then I got to figure out what I want to do about that mouth. Okay, so I dried it out here where the mouth is, and I'm going to, I hope, just paint over it with that red crimson, whatever, and fix it for good. And then I think more of I don't know, like an angry mouth or kind of like an annoyed. I think usually these things have like an annoyed look on their face. So, you know, I think that'll make it look really cool. So hopefully I can paint over it and it will look good. And I can go back to, you know, I'm guessing that actually real Picasso wouldn't make a mistake like this, because this screws up his whole thing of like trying to do things quick. Oh yeah, look at that. Like it looks a different color because it's not dry. But that totally worked. That actually super worked. I'm actually really happy about that. So, yeah, you know, Picasso's not going to make this kind of mistake. No way. I mean, we're talking about painting all crappy, but, you know, he would have mastered that. So he can paint all crappy real quick. I'm just not that great. So, you know, I got to take some time. Let's see. Okay, so you know, the around the eyes is dry now. So maybe while I'm waiting for this area to dry out, maybe I can paint the eyes. And you know what? I like being weird, but I kind of feel like the eyes, I don't know, maybe the inside of the eyes should be yellow. That that's calling to me, that color. Plus, I've also got a lot of it. I couldn't find a small thing of yellow, so I got a giant thing of yellow. So I'm actually more than happy to use yellow. In fact, I'm sure you'll be seeing a lot of yellow in the future because I've got so much. And then other colors like that burnt sienna, that, you know, stupid burnt sienna that screwed everything up before. I'm not going to use that too often. All right, so I guess I was dumb when I put the black there before I did the yellow. So I got to carefully, like, get it in here without it looking really bad. And currently it looks really bad. This yellow is like one of those streaky ones. You know, it goes on all streaky. I don't know where you get paint that, you know, how come some of it's streaky and some of it isn't. I don't know. But I'm just trying to be very careful here and put the yellow in for the eye. So cool. I don't know, it's got kind of a wavy texture to it. Maybe if I put more on, I'm sure adding more paint will fix everything. But it looks super cool because it's like, you know, like yellow. Like who's got yellow eyes? I guess people with jaundice or something have that, like if you've got liver problems. But you know, you're not going to have like skin that's like red like that. Not crimson, Alistair crimson or whatever skin, you know. So, you know, when and it's important to think of what someone's going to be thinking when they look at the painting. And what they're going to be thinking here is just, oh, well, it's like crimson, which is not like normal skin. It kind of looks like a head, you know, but it's got yellow eyes. So I guess, you know, I won't really be too concerned about the obvious liver issues with this person because, you know, they're not of our realm, I guess. How you would say it. But you know, I'm still kind of waiting for this area here to dry out. So I think I'm done with the yellow. And I'm thinking eyebrows. Eyebrows are going to make or break this picture. And I think, let's be fair, they're going to break it. But I got to try. So I got some of the black here. And I guess, okay. Maybe have the other eyebrow doing something weird. I don't know. It's okay. I guess right now, you know, maybe I'll try to paint some other stuff while I wait for, this is going to take forever to dry, I'm sure. I may have to actually dry it manually. But I do need a body because I have a body last time I checked. So it's kind of important that I have it on the painting. Otherwise people will be really confused because they'll say, well, how is this a self-portrait if you don't have a body? And it's like, yeah, good point. Good point. A lot of terrible artists just draw floating heads like this, you know, and then people look at them on websites and they're like, you suck at this because like look at what you did. So I'm going to put a body in, and keeping with the theme of, you know what, I used Cerulean blue last time. Let's go with a different blue. I don't know why there's so many cobalt blue. There's too many blues out there. I don't get it. I also don't get why there's so many colors, you know? Why do you need like 20 different blues and, you know, crimsons and reds and scarlets and whatever? It's like, what are you doing? So this blue is not coming out good. It's kind of coming out like, you know, like when you have food that it could have become diarrhea, but it just hasn't quite become diarrhea yet. It's all soft. It's coming out like soft stool. I don't want to make this, oh my God, I think this paint is actually broken. I'm going to try mixing in some of that stuff to make it better. And hopefully it'll make it better. If not, maybe it'll look really cool to have like just stupid bad paint on an otherwise perfect painting. So I'll mix these two together with my little thing, and it is really not looking good. Okay, you know what? It actually looks like, what do you call that stuff that people eat? Oh my God, oats. It looks like oatmeal. So I'm not gonna put oatmeal on this beauty. People will tell right away. Like, I mean, you can have the eyes in the wrong place, but if you put oatmeal on your painting, people are gonna notice and they are gonna say something. So maybe I'll use the good old standard Cerulean blue again. Maybe I can get my money back on that cobalt blue, because it looks like it's. Does this stuff go bad? Like, well, this stuff's. It's funny because the cobalt blue. Oh, maybe that's why it didn't go on good, because the cobalt blue is coming out kind of gross too. I guess I didn't notice that last time. Well, I'll just have to make do with what I got, and let's see if we can get a body in here. Ugh, it's all oatmeal-y and crappy. I guess it would go down like that and over like that. I'll just sort of block it in and then get really close to the line. Like, look at that. Like, gross, you know? It's all gross. I think the guy at the paint shop is laughing at me because he sold me terrible paint that sucks. Now I'm making mistakes again. Okay. Yeah, this paint is pretty broken, but I'm gonna just try to get it as close as I can to the thing, to the edge, like so. And then, okay, try to make that edge look good. And then fix. It's hard because the bottom is in the way. Okay, good enough. So now I got to put a black line around that, and I'm going to dry stuff off. So I got a thing, like a jar of water, and I'm just like cleaning the brushes, and it's important to clean the brushes or else you'll get all different colors mixed in to the color that you have, and it will make it worse than it already is. Oh yeah, look at that. That was like one go. And over here, it's like one go. Got it. Just, it's not clean. Okay, good enough. That's good enough. So I am going to dry this off. Okay. So this over here is dried. It didn't really work as well as I thought it would. You can still see kind of the black behind there. But I think, you know, if I draw a really good mouth, it'll just distract the viewer enough that they won't even notice this mistake. And that is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to finally tackle that mouth. And I really feel like the mouth can make or break your painting. So, I'm getting the black onto the paintbrush. So I think it's got to look like kind of a sad mouth, but not too sad, not like a cartoon. I'm trying to make something, you know, serious here. You know, this is my self-portrait. So I'm just gonna kind of, all right. I like it. I think that's perfect. Like, look at how it goes, and it's really good. So this is cool. I think we need some irises and pupils and whatever in the eyes because, you know, it's a self-portrait and I'm not some inhuman pupilless weirdo. So I'm going to very carefully draw those. Okay. Let me just, they're a little ratty. See if I can fix them up a little bit. The stupid brush hairs are just all over the place. Well, I just made that one worse. But, you know, maybe it's not so bad. So the next part, and I didn't do this on my last one, the hamburger. The next part is to sign it. So now this signature is going to be the signature I'm going to use forever now on every painting from here on. I might even repaint it on the old painting. So here we go. All right. That's what we're going to get right here. That's my signature now. I need to make sure I do that the same way every time. So let me just clean up this brush and we'll take a look at what we have here. You know, an important part of painting is looking at what you have and then judging it. So I think that this is kind of not realistic, but it has its own sort of thing. I like the mouth. As I said before, the mouth looks great. There's not really much going on here, and maybe that's good. Maybe it's good for it to just be, you know, simple colors. It's framed better than the hamburger. Like, there's not a lot of empty space around. It's kind of like in a good place. You know, we obviously have this part here, but maybe I could pass that off as some kind of a scar or something on the face. So there it is. Maybe you think it's a piece of shit, but it's mine and I made it. And I think that's going to be my motto for these. And yeah, there you go, self-portrait. That's pretty much what I look like. Of course, I don't have a liver problem, and I don't have, unless I'm in the sun, I'm not really going to look like this. But and you know, obviously, I stay out of the sun because why would I go and have a good time outside?